Hi everyone, this is just a short introduction to our MA in Educational Practice with a particular focus on Year 2 of the programme, offered here in the Centre for Education and Lifelong Learning in National College of Ireland. As some of you might know, our postgraduate students who have completed our postgraduate diploma initial teacher education programme in teaching for further education can progress to second year of our MA in Educational Practice. However, other teachers with qualifications, for example, higher diploma qualifications or indeed PMEs, can be assessed also to progress to second year of the master's programme. Overall, the programme is underpinned by four broad areas. One being educational scholarship and encouraging students to engage in the scholarship of teaching and learning, and then relate that to theory and practice, and so to bring it back into their teaching and indeed into their everyday practice with their students in their particular settings. It's also to encourage students to continue to engage in reflective practice and engage with critical and authentic reflection as they continue their careers, and of course then to engage in and with research, which is a really key element of the master's programme. So there are two modules in semester one of the programme, the first being contextual studies, which is worth 5 credits. And that module really helps students look for and critically read particular literature around the area or the topic that you're really interested in your own practice. And then we have a module in research methods that's worth 10 credits. And there you're taught about the different research traditions, about the different ways of conducting research, and indeed how to analyze and gather data from your practice to really help inform your learning and teaching. Then into semester 2 and into the summer with semester 3, we have your dissertation. And essentially the dissertation is really a research project that is more practice-based, which I'll speak about in a minute, and that's worth the bulk of the credits for this particular year of study. In terms of learning and teaching, lectures are delivered primarily online on Tuesdays and or Thursdays. Not every week. There may be some weeks where you only have a Tuesday or a Thursday, and there might be one or two where you're attending both evenings. We also have 1 or 2 Saturday sessions, and again, there'll be further information given on the timetable as we progress. As I mentioned, it's primarily online. If there was a capacity for us to meet face-to-face, that would of course be welcome for everyone. But health restrictions have to be borne in mind throughout there. And primarily those face-to-face, if they were to happen, might be the 1 or 2 Saturdays involved. There's obviously quite a bit of self-directed learning here. Of course, there will be readings given and information, but you'll be supported throughout that in terms of accessing appropriate material and using that throughout the programme. And in terms of beginning the programme and sort of the final submission of your dissertation, etc., that's primarily running from September to July, okay? So with regard to programme staff, you would be working with me, Dr. Conor Mellon, on your research methods module, and then Dr. Yvonne Emmett on the contextual studies module. Dissertation supervisors include Dr. Leo Casey, Dr. Mike Goldrick, Dr. Mira Oak, Dr. Yvonne Emmett again, Dr. Ita Kennelly, and I myself also participate in dissertation supervision. With regard to the dissertation specifically, this piece of work is really practice orientated. It's really grounded in your practice, in the learning and teaching that goes on in your setting. It's very structured. We bring you through each sort of decision that you make as a researcher and how to design the project so that it's very feasible in the time and with the resources that you have. And you're supported throughout, both from within the team of lecturers, but also then by your supervisor as well, where each student has a research supervisor. Some of the dissertation topics that have been undertaken in the past have included, for example, using portfolios for assessment and further education, the experiences of mature students with disabilities in higher education, so a different sector. Other people have looked at, for example, post-primary and the identification and provision for gifted students. And indeed then in youth reach centres, we've had students who've looked at, for example, trauma-centred practice. And there's another example where we've had students who've looked at, for example, the move to online teaching in various subjects, including music. And of course, working out what topic you want to explore is a process that you'll engage in with us, your lecturers, and indeed with your supervisor when you're allocated one. You can, of course, find lots of further information on the Masters in Educational Practice on our website, nationalcollegeofireland.ie, or indeed by emailing myself, cmailin@ncirl.ie. We'll also hold an info sort of taster session where people can come along and ask questions and be introduced to some of the material on Thursday, the 4th of August, 6 to 7 p.m. There's a link to register your interest in attendance at that event in the email here. And for those of you who do that, we will then send on a link to the live event. I do hope to see some of you there. Thanks a lot.